Good evening and welcome to the AIS for International Football. It's the Four Nations Pacific Tournament, match number 4, the Young Matildas versus Fiji. And following the Solomon Islands 3-0 win over Papua New Guinea this morning, a result for either of these teams will mean they jump to the top of the pile. My name is Russ Gibbs. I'm going to bring you the action this afternoon from a beautiful setting here at the AIS. The field looking in tremendous nick. The sun is out, the sky is blue. There's a few clouds behind us, but the anticipated rain showers have, so far, failed to materialise. Joining me in commentary is former coach of Burnley, Bolton, Manchester City Academies, now head coach of Mineiro Panthers and UEFA A licence holder, Ian Worthington. Ian, that's some resume.
Quite an introduction, Ross. Thank you very much. We're really looking forward to this one. And like you say, what a beautiful evening that we've got here, and looking forward to a good game.
Yeah, can't wait for this one. The Young Matildas got up with a 2-1 win against the Solomon Islands on Tuesday. Goals from Avani Prakash and Ella O'Grady did for the Solomons. Jemina David, who was taken off with a nasty-looking injury this morning after scoring twice in the 3-0 win over Papua New Guinea, pulled one back for the Solomon Islands. Speaking to Leah Blaney, they have done an awful lot of work heading into this one. There's a double session this morning as well, so there might be an ounce of fatigue in this team, but for this Young Matilda side, it's all about developing, it's all about bringing players through. And when you consider the players that aren't here, pretty much the entire squad from the Under-20 World Cup in Costa Rica, and she's got 16 or 17, if not more, out there today. I think about 20 players. What a selection headache.
And what a great opportunity it is for those girls to show this evening, but at the same time it just shows what a hotbed of football that we've currently got in this nation, and very, very exciting times ahead, and especially with a World Cup just a year away.
The Women's World Cup in Australia, New Zealand, July and August next year. Let's have a look at the two teams. Leah Blaney, well, she's only retained 3 from the side that beat the Solomon Islands, so the side is almost completely different. Talia Franco will start in goal. Claudia Chico comes in at right back. Tegan Bertolicio continues at left back. Maya Lobo continues at centre back, partnered though today by Meg Roden. Shay Holman comes into midfield with Sarah O'Donoghue, Sienna Savasca just in front of those two. And up front, Sasha Grove and Rosie Curtis are given a run. Amelia Murray captains the side again from the wing. So lots of changes, as we would have expected.
Yeah, it is. When you've got a few games in a few short days, and plus double training sessions to get the girls ready, it does take its toll, but it's nice that they can move the squad round, still ensuring the quality of the side.
12 on the bench for the Young Matildas. I'm sure we'll see a few of them in the second half. Well, Fleming Serritslev's Fijian side, well, they made 2 changes from the side that were surprisingly beaten by Papua New Guinea. Unfortunately for them, their playmaking midfielder Thema Nassau is out injured, which is a real disappointment for everyone who enjoyed watching her play. Her place is taken by Unasai Tombe in midfield. Meravesi Funga starts in goal. Elisa Hussein, Maria Anna Victoria Veronica, Mareni Tora and Angeline Reka continue in the back 4. In midfield where there's changes, but not in the defensive midfield pair, Sophia Dialowe and Jotivini Tabua continue. Vinisha Kumar comes in, Tombe as well. Coletta Liku Thula continues on the wing. Up front, Louisa Tamani Toakula, who scored in the win as well, will play at centre forward.
Yeah, we were speaking just before we went live, Russ, that I've had the fortune to spend a bit of time in Fiji a couple of years ago, and one thing that I was massively impressed with was as well as the strength, power and pace, but their attitudes toward the game, that hard work ethic, and these girls won't stop tonight.
Only 6 on the bench for Fiji. Few injuries have precipitated that. The 2 changes I mentioned, Kumar's come in for Lesser and Tumbe for Nassau in midfield. Rachel Mitchinson is our referee. Maggie Price and Anastasia Philokarides is the assistants. Anthony Jellicoe is over on the far side. He's been doing the 4th official duties today with the sub-boards and everything. And he will continue in that role for us in the absence of a 4th official, which, as is the Tier 2 international, they're not obliged to provide. So a whole new look, Young Matildas again, against a Fijian side that will be hurting from that defeat. They've only lost 1 match in their last 8 encounters, but that was the final of the UFC Nations Cup against PNG, and that will have hurt them. They've got a measure of revenge with the 2-0 win on Tuesday, but this will be a step up again for the Fijians, who will attack the goal to our left in the first half in their traditional white shirts, black shorts and white socks. Tamani Toakula over the ball. And immediately it's launched forward by Tabua, putting pressure on. It's going to come for Tamani Toakula. Touches from Kumar. On the front foot already, and the strike towards goal from Tabua. Wasn't accurate, but, well, that's a statement of intent from Fiji.
Certainly a sign of intent, isn't it, Russ? And a very, very positive, direct start. And we will see two contrasting styles, I think, this evening. And, you know, that's what's going to make for a very interesting game.
Chico for the young Matildas. O'Donoghue. First touch for Silvestre. She's robbed, and it's a chance for Tabua to bring it forward again via Tamani Toakula. One back by O'Donoghue. Lobo has time to pick a pass and looks to put the pace of Murray down that left flank. And here's a chance for the speedster and the skipper to have a run at the Fijian defence. Amelia Murray into the middle. It's going to come on towards Shasha Grove. It's loose in the area, and Curtis has hit the crossbar. Inside 65 seconds, the first chance for the Matildas, or the young Matildas I should say. It fell to Rosie Curtis, and it comes back off the bar.
And what an open, great start to the game it is. Pace at both ends, the counter-attack, and very, very unfortunate. The junior Matildas could be 1-0 up, and yet it's down at the other end again.
The young Matildas, you mean? Lobo can bring it forward. Great start to this contest. Tegan Bertolicio. Louisa Tamini Toakula has now scored 14 goals in 20 internationals following a free kick against Papua New Guinea on Tuesday night. That's a good return. 14 in 20. She's been close with a free kick in the first half before finding the top corner in the 2-0 win. Here's Meg Roden, who played further forward, the Canberra local, and she's found another local in Sasha Grove, the Canberra United winger. Back for Holman. Picked off again by Tabua. Likudula had a busy game on Tuesday as well, down the wing. And Chico was very impressive when she came on at half-time.
Even early in the game, it looks like Fiji has set up a real deep block, real compact, but we know that they're going to try and hit the young Matildas on the counter-attack.
The young Matildas made 9 substitutions at half-time in their 2-1 win over the Solomon Islands in the match on Tuesday. One of those, Ella O'Grady, scored within a couple of minutes coming off the bench, and then unfortunately went off injured. She's named amongst the substitutes today, but remains to be seen whether we see her take action on the pitch. Likudula got there first in a little back heel flick. And Tamani Toakula doesn't really want to be chasing that kind of thing.
It doesn't look like they've got any intent to do that. Like I said, they've got that tight defensive block in there. But there is space in behind the Fiji line that the young Matildas will be trying to get in behind. They've also got a lot of width.
Well, Lisa Hussein with a throw, looking for Dialowe. Wearing the captain's armband again for Fiji. They will miss Thema Nassau today. She was very impressive. Player of the match for me in the win over Papua New Guinea. Tamani Toakula has been in beside it again and gets a shot across goal. It bobbled awkwardly in front of Talia Franco.
And there's the strength of Toakula that we were expecting. You know, the young defender gets a little bit too tight, gets spun, and that creates a goal-scoring opportunity.
Yeah, the hit from Louisa Tamani Toakula, and Franco got a piece of it. It will be a corner kick. Chance for Likudula to come across and swing it into the penalty area. The Fijians have plenty to aim for in there, and they do have a slight height advantage over the Australians.
Yeah, they kept 2 back, but they've certainly got a lot of power and height in there.
Likudula swings it to the near post, dealt with by Bertolicio, who was positioned for that exact reason. So we will go again. The young Matildas having to defend a short one. Likudula swings it in, but there was no real accuracy to it, and harmless for Talia Franco.
Yeah, just a little bit more composure on the ball. You know, they've got a range of set pieces. We know that. They've already shown 2, and well, you know, just a little bit better with that end product.
Roden again looking for Grove, and she's got the space here, hugging the touchline, and she's away here. Murray's coming in on the far post, completely unmarked. Had to be dealt with at the back by Veronica.
And it's a clear game plan by the young Matildas that they're looking to get the ball centrally and get the likes of Sasha Grove into wide areas and drive at the Fiji back four.
O'Donoghue looking to slide it through a gap. It wasn't quite there. Comes for Curtis. Picked up again by Silvestre. It's going to break here, perhaps for Sasha Grove again. The young Matildas putting some early pressure on. Chico. Back for Roden. O'Donoghue wants it. She's in acres of space. It's in towards Curtis instead. One at the back by Torra. Bertolicio has it. And Curtis was slightly offside there, but it came back to Bertolicio. And they're happy to take their time here, the young Matildas. Murray has made a great run in behind. Now they've flooded the penalty area, plenty to aim for. Curtis at the near post, and Murray, well, she got the cross all wrong in the end, but promising signs.
Yeah, and it was a great through ball as opposed to the balls before into the air. I mean, if it's going to be if there's going to be a dominant fight back there, then unfortunately for the young Matildas, I think Fiji are likely to win that. However, if they can start to thread balls through the back line of Fiji and keep hitting those wide areas, then I expect them to have a lot of success.
Maya Lobo gave Louisa Tamani Tuakula a welcome to the game there on the halfway line. Physical battle between those two. I'm sure that will continue throughout the game. Flicked on by Tamani Tuakula, and Franco's out. Lobo for the young Matildas. O'Donoghue has space to try and move here, and Sasha Grove's got loads of it on this left side, and but for the deflection, she might well have been in again. The left full back in Angeline Reka hasn't really picked up that yet, has she? And it's been going out there a couple of times.
Yeah, I think that it's a game plan of Fiji's to be overly compact, and it's allowing Sasha Grove to have plenty of time and space in those wide areas. And it is something that I think they are going to get success with eventually, but here go Fiji.
Likudula finding Tabua. Chico chasing back, good pace from the young Matildas fullback at the expense of a corner. But Fiji showing signs of life in attack.
Chico's recovery run was fantastic then, and in fact, to the point of where I'm not sure whether it was a foul. She got in front of the winger and got a push in the back. It is, however, a quarter to Fiji, and see if they show us another set piece.
Opportunity then for Fiji from the corner again. Movements all over the place. Franco, though, confident take from the goalkeeper. Well positioned, was down her throat, but needed to be taken.
It's a lovely take, though. The technique was fantastic, full of confidence, and yeah, that's what you expect from your goalkeeper in those set-piece moments.
Veronica's ball forward was met by Bertolicio. Here's Diallowe. Was the Fijians' playmaker on Tuesday. Sophie Diallowe alongside Thema Nassau. The two of them enjoyed plenty of success. Shea Holman for Australia. Again looking for Sasha Grove, and again that's a wonderful angle ball. It's a three-way race, and in the end the ball's going to beat everybody. But the right idea again.
It is, and it's a clear tactic. You know, Sasha Grove is full of energy, we know that. But I don't think she'd be overly grateful for chasing those overhit passes, you know, for the next 40 minutes.
Yeah, just needs a bit more care in that final thirds, and the Matildas look like they will be able to get in at will, particularly down the flanks. Torra takes the goal kick. Hussein sends it forward. Should be comfortable for Lobo. Back to Franco. Time for the Matildas. Here comes the press. They'll be able to play around it. Meg Roden. Plenty of time to bring it forward. And again, look for Grove, who's hugging this touch like an old-fashioned winger. Good challenge by Reka there.
When that opportunity comes, Reka is getting across, and She's expected to defend very narrow and then get out to the ball as quick as she can.
Chico, space perhaps to try and deliver. Goes short, and the return ball from Holman gives her even more room to pick the cross. Comes to Grove at the near post. Chico again. Chance here, pulled back for Silveska's hit. It's blocked as far as Donahue. Silveska once more. Holman. Grove wants it, and she's offside. But some good defending from Fiji amongst that. I think it was in the end, it may have been Marioni Tora who got in the way of the shot.
Yeah, it was. She blocked the shot as it came in, but at the same time, there's a lovely combination play through the young Matildas in the mid to final third of the field.
11 minutes gone. Live on Bar TV. Four Nations Tournament Football brought to you by Football Australia. Also live on the Football Australia YouTube channel in association with Pacific Oz Sports and DFAT, the co-funding for the tournament. Thanks to them for helping this happen, making this happen. And if you want more of it, you can come to Seaford Oval on Sunday for live coverage. Solomon Islands gets to Fiji, 10 o'clock at Seaford Oval. 4 o'clock, the Young Matildas versus Papua New Guinea. Entrance is free. I'm sure it'll be a great day. And two good matches to enjoy. Lobo swings it out towards where Amelia Murray was waiting, the skipper. Beaten in the air, though, by Tumbe. Ian, is noticeable, as you mentioned, and I'll come to this point in a minute, that the wingers are stretching the pitch as far as they can. Murray on the left, Grove on the right, and it's giving Australia plenty to aim for.
It's also a lopsided defensive shape from Fiji. They're almost closer to Murray than they are to Sasha Grove. Let's see if they can get this ball in behind there. That's the one.
Murray space to work her magic again. Curtis in the middle. Grove completely unmarked on the far post. If it can get that far, it couldn't. It will be a corner, though.
Everybody back for Fiji.
Australia goes short. The bus stop routine. I think it may have confused everybody when they went short. Clipped in, but Grove again was offside, I think.
Yeah, that usually takes a forward attacking run from midfield with Grove coming out. You expect one of your deeper midfield to make that forward attacking run in behind.
Bright opening for both teams. Good match so far. Chico meets it. Curtis has some space. She's gone closer than anyone at the moment. Hit the crossbar after 65 seconds. Grove. Curtis. Worked it wide again for Holman to swing it in towards Silveska, and it's come for Silveska. Might break for Murray. Bit of panic in the Fijian defence. In the end, they managed to scramble it clear, but only as far as O'Donoghue. Bertolicio. Roden stretching Fiji from left to right and back again. Grove. Away from Likudula. Holman's turn. You sense something building here.
It is. There's got to be an element of patience with the young Matildas as well, but that's a great ball in behind.
Grove, chance to pull it back for Murray, who hits it, always leaning backwards, just a tad behind her, but once again, a nice move from the young Matildas, and they're knocking on the door.
Very careful play, isn't it? The ball retention's fantastic. Didn't force the ball there, and that was a lovely ball to set up the latest chance.
And at the moment, Fiji can't handle the movement of the young Matildas. A young Matilda side that is prepping for the Under-20 Women's Asian Cup qualifiers in March. Matches against Iraq on the 4th of March, Guam on the 8th of March, and the Kyrgyz Republic on the 12th of March. There'll be some more friendlies before that as well, I would imagine. Roden. That one's asking a lot. And Sasha Grove's lost a boot.
Yeah, she just had a line of 3 deep midfield players that she's encouraged to bounce the ball into there. Just a slight error on the decision making, but you know, when there's been so much success in that wide area, you can understand why she's continuing to try and play that ball.
Leah Blaney, I think, will be very pleased with what she's seen so far, other than the fact that they've not managed to find a goal. Rekka back towards goal. If you just tuned in, you are wondering, this is Fijian's full national senior women's team against Australia's under-20s, which is why there's a size differential in some respects. Holman in towards Murray, flag goes up. But this is a great test for the young Matildas to put themselves up against a full international side.
It is. It's a fantastic experience and opportunity for them. And playing against a team who are set up perhaps differently to what they'd be used to at club level.
Veronica finds Hussein. Diallowe, who's playing a lot wider than she did on Tuesday. Murray, chance again to have a run at Veronica, who stands up strongly. Bertolicio for O'Donoghue.
That's great awareness by O'Donoghue to get on the half turn, to see the player come in and get on the switch.
Roden spraying the ball towards Grove again. Another opportunity for Meg Roden to pick a pass, perhaps. Finds Maya Lobo. Her turn to go wide, and another accurate delivery to Grove. Chico up with her. Holman. O'Donoghue. Lobo. Curtis. Bertolicio. Everyone's getting a touch here. Murray. O'Donoghue. Patient build-up, and in the end O'Donoghue tries to force the pass. It doesn't quite come off, but she's going to get a second bite of the cherry. Murray. Here goes Tegan Bertolicio from fullback. Seveska. Is this the moment for the young Matildas? It's not, because Angeline Recker recognised what was happening.
Well, that shows how well the young Matildas can adapt. You know, they get the overlapping run, they still get that high cross and causing more problems. There's a lot of versatility in the team, and it's very impressive.
When you consider that only 3 of these started on Tuesday, the options for Leah Blaney appear to be endless at this level. Swung into the penalty area, nodded away by Veronica again.
But they've all got a point to prove. There's all competition for places.
Well, here's a chance for Liku Dhula to show her pace. Chico is quick and is back to close off the angle. Recker joining in the attack from fullback. Liku Dhula to swing it towards the far post, where Tamani Tuakula was waiting. Still might come in for Tamani Tuakula. Holman made sure it didn't. Fiji's turn in transition to look dangerous. Now they need to get back as the young Matildas turn defence into attack. Once again, you'll see the space that Grove has picked up in on this right flank. Curtis. Here comes Claudia Chico. Recker's 2 against 1 here. They've used it well. Grove in towards Curtis, who met it with a header. Another good move for the young Matildas.
It is. More great combination in those wide areas. Another chance. For now, Fiji are weathering that storm, and then there's little glimpses that they are looking to get on that counter-attack at the other end.
Well, that's a couple of chances for Rosie Curtis. You had a couple of chances as well in the last game. One that perhaps you should have scored from close in. But you like your strikers to have some movement, and you'd rather they were getting into positions and missing than not getting into positions.
Yeah, and they're certainly showing that. And they're on their attack again.
Seveska. Reverse ball looking for Murray. Almost came off. Tora was in the way. Diallowe finds Tamani Tuakula. Looking for a ball down the line. Is Eliza Hussein on the overlap. The right fullback for Fiji. Chico, Grove. We've said that many times in the opening 20 minutes. O'Donoghue. All that's missing is a young Matildas goal. Grove just overhit it.
As well as Sasha Grove is playing, you just wonder then whether she could just drive the ball along the ground and create more havoc in and around the 6-yard box for Fiji.
Yeah, if there's one thing defenders don't like, it's trying to clear it facing their own goal. Silveska from distance. Funga with the simple touch. Despite all the possession and the half chances, Merevesi Funga has been largely untested so far. She did watch one come off a crossbar early on, but other than that, she's not had many saves to make.
No, a few glimpses. There was the header that just went past the near post as we look at it here. And the pressure is relentless, but if you're going to have all that pressure, you've got to have an end product.
Hussein with the throw. Tabua tried to get it under control, but they're struggling to string together any real meaningful possession, Fiji, at the moment. They're missing Thema Nassau. She took her goal tally to 19 in 18 internationals with the opening goal against PNG. She did win the Golden Boot, and they have scored 21 times in their last 8 internationals, Fiji, so they're used to going well at the other ends. Here they've got to do more defending. Murray is out wide, 3 gold shirts in the penalty area. The ball be swung in by Holman, nodded down towards Curtis. Here's an opportunity. Curtis didn't quite catch it. Silveska did, but it wasn't on target. And both young Matildas players will feel they perhaps should have hit the target from that range.
And as they keep knocking on the door, don't they? And there was just that glimpse of a break in the Fiji back line through the 2 centre-backs on that occasion. You know, there's heaps and heaps of space in wide areas for them to keep creating those chances. But that one actually came through the 2 centre-backs of the Fiji defence.
Ball is swung in. Half charge down. Curtis kicks it into her own head. It's going to break here for Murray. Good block again by Tora, I think it was, who threw herself in front of it and certainly felt it.
And as we said before kick-off, there's one thing you will certainly get with the Fijians is that bravery and that desire to do everything they possibly can.
Free kick swung into the 6-yard box, a corner rather. Nodded away. Strike it from Holman. Well, we know she's got it in her locker to score from there.
When in possession, there is the opportunity for the young Matildas back line to get higher up the field. You know, when Fiji drop off so deep, it does have that space in the midfield area to move the ball into.
Funga's goal kick is met by O'Donoghue. Breaks for Silveska. Might slide it through here for Curtis. Tora came across, needed to make that challenge and needed to time it well, which she did. Otherwise, Rosie Curtis was perhaps in behind and perhaps getting a spot kick.
Yeah, one touch and the challenge is late, but again, the timing is to perfection, and another solid hit out of the Fijian back four.
And Tora's having a good game so far, but Alicio swings it in. There she is again, the towering presence at centre-back. Marioni Tora. Murray looking to take on Hussein. It's swung back in. Silveska, real opportunity. It opens up and it's blocked again. Great piece of defending once more. This time it was Likudhula who was back there. And the Fijians throwing themselves in front of these shots. That's what you like as a goalkeeper, isn't it?
Well, it is. They're certainly protecting her. And like you said, there's been one shot that she's had to save, and I know chances have gone wide, but so many blocks, so much bravery that the Fijians are showing at that time.
Roden, Groves away again here, scampering after it, and she's going to get there ahead of Rekka. Chico's in support. Holman's got Akers as well. Chico into the area. Touched by Curtis was a bit loose.
I'm just wondering at times whether they cross a little bit too early from those wide areas. There's so much space where they can drive with the ball into and try and draw out one of those solid Fijian centre-backs.
O'Donoghue lofting it into the path of Murray. Good chase back by Diallowe, doing the defensive work in the auxiliary fullback position for the Fijians. They've had a lot of defensive work to do in the opening stages. Here's Sienna Savaska. She gets herself a corner.
You look at the Fijian backline when Tora is winning so much centrally and getting her body on the line so often. If the ball does go out into a wide area, can the young Matildas try and draw her out of position to create a chance?
Queuing up again in the middle, swung to the near post. Can't get it away, comes for Murray. Fires it through a crowd. The ricochet could take it anywhere. Curtis is in there, and once again a heroic block by Veronica, I think it was this time. There she is again at the near post. And the Fijians, well, they're playing for the badge on the shirt and for the country. He might be a friendly in their Four Nations tournament, but what heroic defending.
The desire is absolutely brilliant, isn't it?
Incredible stuff to throw themselves in the way of all of these things. And the young Matildas must be wondering how they've not scored. Everything but at the moment. So Donoghue. Grove has got space once more. Can she pick out the right ball this time? Chico. Grove again. Plenty of time to pick across into the area. It's allowed to bounce in the 6-yard box. Tora got it half away. And then
this time Veronica the other, you know, and the pair of them are defending amazingly well.
Well, that piece of defending was a little bit more agricultural, and it results in a free kick for the young Matildas, which Sienna Saveska has taken over. The sun will be in the eyes here of Merevesi Funga in goal. She wants 4 in the wall.
We have a lovely view of this, and it's perfect for that left-footed strike around the wall.
You could see Louisa Tamani Tuakula trying to help out defensively, line up the wall. Sienna Saveska, she might fancy this with that left foot. It's Saveska over the wall. It's dipping onto the roof of the nets. Funga will tell you she had it covered.
Well, she was right underneath it. Sometimes those do dip under the bar and go in. There was a nice shape to the strike. There was a good technique, but maybe more central than perhaps she wanted.
Entertaining opening start to this game. Fiji started the first 5 minutes with real intent. Since then, though, it's been the young Matildas who have been in the ascendancy, pushing Fiji back as far as they could, but having yet to find the way through. Roden, Likudhula, O'Donoghue has it for the young Matildas. Well won in midfield by Tumbe, and she's still going here. Unaisi Tumbe, sorry. And that's a good firm challenge. And Chico can bring it away. Plenty of yellow in this attack.
Chico's defending was superb then. She saw what side the ball was played down into the striker's feet, and she just nicked it away. The striker goes down, but there's no way in the world that that's a foul.
It was on Louisa Tabeni Tuakula. It's been a good opening, entertaining watch so far. Coming up to half an hour gone. No goals in this one. Tamani Tuakula. Just a bit loose from Tumbe. And there's a turn and a chance for Saveska to slide in Murray. Curtis is in there, Groves on the far post. Holman's taken up a great position at the top of the box, but the ball can't find her. Murray has it back though. O'Donoghue driving through, and well, ambitious efforts.
It was a great turn of pace, wasn't it? And a lovely little trick to get around, and just a little bit off balance with the strike.
Fiji won the Mini Pacific Games in 2017. They did not concede a goal in the 3 matches that they played in that competition. And with the defending we've seen tonight, that's hardly a surprise. Seem to be pretty good defenders in Fiji. Maybe some work to do here, though. Curtis. The ricochet's fallen kindly for Murray. And that's pulled back, but it's intercepted. But Alicia has it back straight away. O'Donoghue. And here's a chance for Seveska, but it's rolled just ahead of her. You wonder, though, Ian, this weight of possession, the numerous opportunities of getting in behind, at some stage, surely, they're going to make the breakthrough.
You would expect so, certainly with really, really good, intelligent play and the range of passing that we've just seen now. And yeah, it was just a little bit overhit, but eventually that'll work.
The size and strength of Louisa Tamani Tuakula causing issues for the young Matildas then. You saw why she scored 14 goals in 20 internationals. She was bustling her way through, but she's gone down in a bit of pain here. And we're going to see a change for the young Matildas. Amelia Murray is going off. Now, wondering if this is a problem. 22 is Jonty Fisher, who's come on.
She's just pointed to her right-hand side as she's come off the field. It might be precaution, and hopefully it's not too serious.
But she was getting a lot of joy down that flank. Jonty Fisher played the second half of the win over the Solomon Islands and was busy out wide. And she's going to put the captain's armband on as well. Handed over by the number 7.
Yeah, and it's a like-for-like swap, which you can do when you've got a full bench like the young Matildas have. And yeah, it'd be interesting to see how this pans out now.
Tamani Tuakula is fully recovered. Fisher's first involvement is to find O'Donoghue. Slides it through the gap to Curtis. Again, they were looking for Grove. Rekka in the way. Likuthulathula. Rekka's touch and Lobo for Australia. Interesting to see Sophie Diallowe deployed as a right back at the moment. Aliza Hussein's been pushed further forward. Maybe that is because of the pace of the wingers on that side. She was the midfield hub alongside Nassau on Tuesday. So different role for the skipper. Seveska. Kumar won that. And still has it. But can only present it to Sasha Grove. Chico. Holman. Delicate touch for Grove. Ditto back to Holman. And now Chico. Some tired legs already in this Fijian side. Great ball in. Tora's not tired. She'll eat them up all day. Rekka away, but half sliced into the path of O'Donoghue. Already we've seen the crossing situation. Ian, you mentioned it. Everything that's at head high is meat and drink for Marioni Tora. Something needs to change, you think?
Yeah, definitely. I just think having a little bit more confidence to once going past the wide defender, can the young Matildas players just drive a little bit more into the box and try and draw out those two Fijian, or at times 3 or 4 Fijian centre backs to create a little bit of space in and around the 6-yard box.
Deal away with the throw. But Alicia met it, but it's going all the way through to Medaveti Funga. The goalkeeper has plenty of time to send it forward. Rodham with a confident header. Tabua. Back to Diallowe. Tabua again, but facing her own goal. Good pressure from Fisher.
There is no doubt that the young Matildas are very, very competent in possession of the ball and moving it really, really well. It's now just having that end product and you know, for all their efforts and for all the domination to get that deserving goal.
They've coped really well with whatever Fiji sporadically have been able to throw at them in these early stages, in the first half at least. 10 minutes to the break. Talia Franco had a save to make earlier on, just pushing a bobbling ball wide of the post. Most of it, though, has been left to right. Curtis. O'Donoghue had advanced. Might come for Grove here into the challenge, but with Maria Anna Victoria Veronica. Holman. Reka comes across as well. Had a mountain of work to do, the Fijian left full back in the first half. Roden. And then a slight miscommunication. I think Grove knew she was offside.
Yeah, she couldn't actually make that run, unfortunately, of which she's made so many and worked so hard in this first half.
Fiji looked solid and compact and defended well in the win over Papua New Guinea. They'll finish their tournament with a match against the Solomon Islands on Sunday. As it stands, Fiji have 4 points, Young Matildas have 4 points, and the Solomon Islands have 3. Papua New Guinea yet to score. Sets up for grabs for anyone, really. There is a trophy on offer for this as well, and medals for the winners, so that's always a added incentive. An international trophy, don't get many of those.
You know, that's something worth playing for. You always want to win your tournaments, regardless how big or small, and you know, that's a great incentive for these young Matildas as well.
O'Donoghue, loose touch, met by Jotivini Tabua. Fisher. Bertalicio finds O'Donoghue. Lots of time to pick a pass. Chico, Roden, Grove. Holman. Ball in behind is for Saveska, but again, it's just slightly overhit.
It is, but it's a lovely idea, isn't it? And the run was fantastic from midfield. That was the deep run that we spoke about before, that when there's such a compact line from the Fijians, it won't be the striker who makes that run. It'll come from a late run through midfield.
Tumbe.
It's also a lot of credit to be given to the young Matildas backline, because when they've had a job to do, they've done it extremely well.
Might have some work to do here. Dialoe's throw. Picked up rather comfortably, though, by the young Matildas. O'Donoghue finds Holman, who can drive forward again. Chico's credit 50-50 there with Liquidula. I'm not sure Claudia Chico would have appreciated that ball from Shea Holman.
It put her between a rock and a hard place for sure, and there was nearly a meaty challenge coming in there. Fortunately not.
Roden is very compact. We're going to play it over the head of Dialoe. Hussein came to help out, and Tumbe can go back to Veronica. Hussein got a bit fortunate there, and it might break though for Tabua. Tamanito Okula is inside. Touch from Kumar. And now space going the other way. 5 Fijians caught up front. Grove running at Reka and away momentarily, looking for the support run. It's arriving in Chico. There are plenty of gold shirts in this attack. Heaps of room in midfield. Holman tries her luck and tested Funga, but she saw it coming from a long way away.
Well held from the goalkeeper. It's just one of those funny efforts where it just bounces in front of the goalkeeper and sometimes skips a little bit, but body was behind the ball and did very well.
Tamani Toakula for Liku Dhula. And Chico covers it nicely. Whereas the Matildas, young Matildas, seem to have plenty in attack. It is almost a solo effort for the Fijians. They're quite far apart from each other. If they could get themselves a bit closer together, it might cause 1 or 2 issues here, because there's some decent ball players in this lineup. Tabua has it. Liku Dhula. Reka. Bertalicio has it. Looking for Fisher. It's come off the back of Dialoe. And that's asking far too much of the substitute. John T. Fisher from Siena Saveska.
They don't need to lose that patience. The composure's been great in midfield for the young Matildas, and you know, that's the opportunity there where maybe get on the half turn and switch the play out the other side where they've been doing so fantastically well.
5 minutes to the break. No score here in match number 4 of the Pacific Four Nations tournament. Young Matildas against Fiji. Holman looking to place the ball in behind for Grove. Foot race against Wrecker, and Grove's going to win it. Good ball into the 6-yard box. It's loose for Curtis. Great block again. Deal away. This time the captain doing the skipper's job. There's a player down in the penalty area as well. It's Saveska rolling around in agony. I think she got caught in that challenge with the goalkeeper. But once again, just putting the bodies on the line. This time it was Sophie Dialowe, the skipper.
Yeah, it caused a whole heap of problems for the Fiji backline, didn't it? And for me, that was a better ball in. Again, a great block and bodies on the line from Fiji. But I think that's the type of ball that in the second half, the young Matildas would be looking to play a little bit more than the ball in the air.
We have seen some tremendous blocks. Saveska is getting some treatment while she is. Let's remind you of what's coming up on Sunday at Seaford Oval, 10 o'clock in the morning, the Solomon Islands versus Fiji. And at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, the Young Matildas versus Papua New Guinea. Both matches screened live on Bar TV and FA's YouTube channel. But if you're in the area and you can get to the match, entrance is free. 2 matches back to back, well, almost back to back. There will be a gap in the middle, but there's plenty of time to nip out and go and get yourself some lunch.
There's plenty of eateries in that Queanbeyan area that people will be able to go out to. But isn't it fantastic that, you know, we can have national teams playing in Queanbeyan and it's free to get in? I think that's a brilliant initiative.
And the tournament will be decided in those 2 matches as well. The Young Matildas will be hoping to go into that with a 3-point lead over Fiji, but to do so, they'll need to break down this Fijian defence, which has been absolutely brilliant so far. Liam Blaney named a 23-player squad for this tournament, aiming for the AFC under-20s. The qualifiers, the 8 group winners in that will progress to round 2, which will be played from June 3 to 11, 2023. And the 4 best sides from that round 2 will earn a spot in the finals in Uzbekistan in 2024. Doesn't seem to be any harm done to Siena Saveska. That group that the Young Matildas will be in will include Iraq, Guam and the Kyrgyz Republic. So 3 differing sides, differing in their outlooks. Charged down by Tamani Toakula. Looking to take on Lobo here. Liku Dhula can't find any support runners. Well, if you can get the ball to feet to Louisa Tamani Toakula, she causes problems. Bustling style. Physical presence that defenders don't enjoy. Saveska, who's rejoined us, no harm done for her knock.
It was quite an impact, wasn't it, as that ball came across, but she seems to be moving okay now.
Chico. Grove. Up against Wrecker again. And leaving her trailing again. Sasha Grove. O'Donoghue. Fisher looking to drop the shoulder and have a go. Swings it in towards Curtis. Toro was her shadow again. And Hussein's played it forward, but it's a forlorn chase really for Tamani Tuakula. Dialowe can go back to her keeper and start again for Fiji, who I think will be happy to hear the half-time whistle here. They've had to do an awful lot of defending in this first half, into the final minute of it.
They have, but they've done it ever so well so far.
Curtis still got time, the Young Matildas, to find a way through. Grove, Holman. Grove was caught late there by a challenge off the ball.
It was a foul on Sasha Grove for sure. A very late tackle.
Picked herself up now, but certainly felt that one from Wrecker. Bertolicio waiting to see what Anthony Jellicoe puts up on the fourth officials board. Grove won't keep that in play. But it was a foul by Angeline Reckon. I'm surprised the officials didn't pick up on that.
They sort of let play evolve, didn't they, and see how it turned out. But I mean, for me, there wouldn't be. It wouldn't have been a bad decision if they would have brought that back and given the young Matildas a free kick.
Well, 3 minutes of added time at the end of the first half. A first half in which the young Matildas have fairly dominated possession and territory. Hit the bar after 65 seconds through Rosie Curtis. Had numerous chances since then. Ball bouncing around the penalty area. Fijian players throwing themselves in front of it. Block after block. But still they come looking. Holman. Well, was she over the top in the challenge on Kumar? Rachel Mitchison thinks so, and Shay Holman straight across to apologise.
There's a ball on the field just at the other end down to our left. It reminds me of the men's A-League game that I watched it last week, and a goal was scored by the Mariners and it was disallowed. It's still on there. And
it won't be in a minute. Claudia Chico's seen the issue.
Just seen it and has removed it.
Well, a free kick to Fiji. Their chances have been few and far between in this first half, but football sometimes can bite you. Recker to take this free kick. Swings it in. It'll bounce awkwardly for Franco. Takes it nicely though.
Good take again, you know. The technique's superb with those higher balls. It wasn't particularly a difficult one, but she still did it with real class.
Likudula away from Chico. Looking to take on Grove as well, showing her pace. Bags of it too. Grove doing the defensive work. Chico helping out as well. And it will be a Fijian corner. And despite all the pressure that the young Matildas have, how many times have you seen in football this happen?
It is, you know, right at the end of the first half, and just those glimpses of danger by Fiji show that they're not out of this game, and certainly at 0-0, you know, who knows what's going to happen next.
The Solomon Islands equalised against the young Matildas with almost the last kick of the first half in a game that the young Matildas went on to win 2-1 on Tuesday. Fiji with Likudula into the near post. It was important headed clearance. Otherwise Tamani Tuakula might have got a touch there. I think it was Chico who was on the line.
It was, and she was very brave just to stand up to that. And I think it's hit the Fijian player on the line and almost stopped it going in from where I see it here.
Recker against Saveska. Slight mismatch in size, but Saveska's won the duel. Come away with it. And a lovely ball towards Fisher. Dialoe got a good touch on it, needed to, and it's been hammered away by Tumbe. Referee Rachel Mitchison will have a look at the watch. And a few seconds to go left in this first half. A really watchable contest. An enjoyable one. Roden looking to swing it outside to Grove again, ending the first half much as it started. A Roden pass to Grove to swing it in towards Curtis. Veronica with the defensive work. Recker away. And that might well do us.
Yeah, and that's the story of the first half for us, isn't it? So much possession, so much width, so many crosses, nothing to answer for.
And the Fijian bench seem particularly happy with what they've seen. They've had to do a mountain of defensive work, but their back four of Dialoe, Recker, Veronica and Tora have been absolutely impregnable. They've been superb at the back. The young Matildas have had plenty of opportunities, but at the break here, well, nothing could separate the two sides. It's Australia 0, Fiji 0. Welcome back to the AS for the second half of this match between Australia under-20. The young Matildas and Fiji at half-time. It's 0-0. I'm Russ Gibbs. Ian Worthington is still with me, the former academy coach at Burnley, Manchester City and Bolton, now head coach of the Monero Panthers locally here, the UEFA A licence holder. Some changes at half-time for the young Matildas. Sarah O'Donoghue has been replaced by Avani Prakash, and looks like Josie Allen has come on in this near side for Sasha Grove. So 2 changes there. Just checking to see what's happening with Fiji as well. See if they've made any changes, waiting for the board to go up. I don't know if they have, but we will try and figure that one out for you. Ian, what are we expecting in the second half?
Well, first of all, it was a great fitness test for Sasha Grove. The amount of runs she made up and down and played extremely well out there. And, you know, not surprised in a tournament such as this that there's been changes and to rest her in the second half. I'll say I'm expecting pretty much the same from Fiji. They want to keep that solid back line with a line in front of that, and hopefully the Matildas can now break that line down in the second half.
We'll keep an eye out. There has been some changes for Fiji. I'll confirm those for you in just a moment, as we wait for the second half to get underway. Coletta Liki-Dula has gone off there and been replaced by Anna Simethi Volatikoro. And I believe Nalieta Leba is on as well. We'll find out who she has replaced very shortly. The Matildas will be looking to start the second half much as they ended the first, on the front foot. All that was missing in that first half was a goal for those in yellow, or Australian gold I should say. Clumped forward by Tabua. One at the back by Veronica. Tabua. Volatikoro on that far side, her first involvement. Here's Tegan Bertolicio. Lobo. Wind's picked up a bit here at the AS, and that ball over the top be met by Tora. Curtis would set up nicely, and she didn't want to hit it. Maybe that's a bit of a surprise. Veronica's able to bring it away, looking for the pace of Volatikoro. She was rapid when she came on the other night. What do you think was said in the changing room at half-time, Ian, for Fiji? Because they were defending for so much of that first half.
I mean, if they've got it in them to defend that well for so long, for the whole game, you know, they deserve a medal alone for that. It's extremely hard work with that constant pressure that the young Matildas did put on. That the scoreline is still 0-0, and at the moment I can't see any change to the style how they're going to play, but we'll see if the game unfolds a little bit more.
Well, after looking around the Fijian side, I can confirm it's Aliza Hussein that's made way for Nalieta Leba, wearing the number 12 shirt. She'll play on the right of that midfield 3. The Matildas changes are all like for like. Prakash for O'Donoghue in midfield, Allen wide for Grove, and Jonty Fisher, who came on in the first half, for Amelia Murray out the other side. So still plenty of pace and plenty of width in this young Matildas side. Can't see them changing too much in the way that they approach this. Roden, Lebo, But Alicia, well, furious with herself for taking her eye off the ball.
Yeah, she just needs to settle into the second half and have that same quality and patience on the ball that the young Matildas showed in the first half.
Deal away, slices it. It's going to bounce, and this will be won by Seveska. Tumbe has it back again. Reka. I'm going to clip it forward towards Leber. He's battling with it with Prakash. And he's going to come here for Allen. She'll back her pace against anyone.
Yeah, she certainly will, and she's got quick feet.
It's been a good battle, that, between Maya Lobo and Louisa Tameni Tuakula for Fiji. A good physical test for the young Matildas centre-back, which he's passed with flying colours so far.
Yeah, it certainly is, and great for her development as she gets older and can play against these senior teams.
Great vision as well to find Fisher, who lofts it into there. It's dipping, and it's dropped all the way in. And after all the approach work, it's taken what appears to be a miss-hit cross from Jonty Fisher, wearing the captain's armband that gives the young Matildas the lead.
Well, the direct approach works, right? I'm sure she'll say it was a shot. Perhaps it may have been a cross, but at the end of the day, when you deliver a ball in the box like that, as the wind has just picked up, then you reap your rewards.
Swinging in the area and hope for the best. And I think Fisher there was probably looking for a cross. Might be doing a disservice to her, but if she did try that chip, then that was outstanding.
Well, at the end of the day, she scored for the young Matildas, and that's something that can never be taken away from her.
Doesn't matter how it goes in, does it? It's gone in. And it might be the breakthrough that the young Matildas need. Jonty Fisher looked a bit surprised when it dropped in. You could see once it left her boot, though, that Merevesi Funga was in a bit of trouble. And here goes Fisher again. Bit between the teeth now.
Yeah, the confidence is certainly there, and why not? And that's the time to shine. When you've just put the ball in the back of the net, you feel like you don't want to stop, you want to keep going, and you know, at the end of the day, it's 1-0, and it'd be interesting now, Russ, to see if Fiji change their style. They're going to have to come out a little bit more if they want to get back into the game.
Holman, they're going to put Fisher in behind again. Seveska might do just that with this ball, and she has. Here goes Fisher. The runner from back is Chico. They're queuing up in the middle here. Couldn't find any of them. It's going to come for Seveska for 2, and it is! Quick fire goals for the young Matildas. Sienna Seveska doubles the lead in quick fire time.
What a strike with the left foot, but the best part of that for me was how she touched the ball to get it onto her left foot. Great creativity, great move, great goal.
And Fisher's goal did indeed open the door, and Seveska adds to it. Great control to get her in the position, and the finish was an airing, not a chance for Funga. And all of a sudden, what was 0-0 is now 2-0 to the young Matildas.
Yeah, and like I say, it was a great strike, but it was all about that awareness, that technique, and that first touch to get it onto her left foot, which allowed her the balance, which allowed her to strike the ball so cleanly.
Good communication as well from the players around her. And Fisher, well, she's had a couple of minutes. Scores the first. Influential in the creation of the seconds. And all whilst wearing the captain's armband for your country. Can't be bad.
And whilst we wait the whole first half for that goal to come, we've had 2 goals in quick succession, and yet again, you know, the one thing I like about the young Matildas here is they're straight back on the attack, and really got the bit between the teeth and going at Fiji now.
Yeah, sensing blood, the young Matildas. They feel there's more goals in this for them. Tora, well, for the first time this evening, Tora's misplaced one. Slices it wide. Maybe the jitters are starting to hit Fiji. All that defending can make you a bit leggy, and they need to see this out.
It can, and fatigue can kick in, but every credit to the young Matildas.
Swung into the near post. Curtis sends it back out for a second delivery. Been brought away by Tumbe. They've turned it over again. Allen, Curtis, going to dribble away through. Holman wanted it played left. Chico has it back. Roden. Well, they were confident in the first half, but it's even lifted now from the goals. Holman, Allen. Deal away with the foul and a free kick for the young Matildas, and a chance to load the penalty area yet again with gold shirts.
Yeah, the ball's going out of play as it was rolling away, and I don't think there was much need to make that tackle there. And it gives the young Matildas another opportunity, which I expect they'll set up like a corner based on where the ball is.
Tackle born out of frustration for the Fijian skipper, Sophie Dialowe. Saveska to take. We're going to dink it in towards the far post. Roden have made him run unmarked by any Fijians round the back, but Saveska's ball just couldn't quite find it. If it had, well, that would have been a great chance.
Well, it would have been a free header, but it was unfortunately overhit. And a bit of breathing space perhaps for the Fijians.
They've been hit by a couple of sucker punches at the start of the second half. Jonty Fisher and Sienna Saveska. Lobo pops it forward. Saveska looking for Allen. A little drop of the shoulder is beautiful to get it into the area. Here's an opportunity again. Fiji scrambling to clear their lines. Saveska, Fisher just too high for her, but she will be able to return.
You've got to love that wing play there, Ross. Superb. Left-footed, little jink, change of direction, change of speed, and created yet another chance.
Roden finds Chico, invites her to charge at the Fijians again. Fisher takes over. They're certainly wanting to add to their lead here. The young Matildas, no question of sitting on it. Bertalicio. Fisher. Holman. Roden. Lobo can bring it forward and finds Prakash, who's taken up a nice position, and Chico's continued the run from fullback. 3 in the penalty area to aim for. Fisher will deliver. Comes for Saveska again. Veronica gets a foot away. And that looks like a foul on Holman. In fact, it's gone the other way. She might have gone through the back of the Fijian midfielder, Vanisha Kumar.
What's causing the Fijians more problems now is that there's a constant front four by the young Matildas. You know, there's 2 centrally and the 2 players extremely high and extremely wide. And it's really dragging out that back line that Fiji kept so well in the first half.
It did seem in that first half like it was only a matter of time before the young Matildas would make the breakthrough. Perhaps not in the manner they expected. Jonty Fisher's scross from the right-hand side, and then Sienna Saveska with a hit, well, that at any level is going to be tough to stop for the goalkeeper. When you strike it that well inside the penalty area, it's going to take something to keep it out, and Merevesi Funga couldn't get near it, and just probably what the scoreline that the young Matildas' dominance deserves. I
would definitely agree with that, Russ. The only little surprise is that it didn't come before the break, because they certainly dominated possession and created several opportunities.
Well, Vanisha Kumar went down under that challenge from Shea Holman, and it's turned out to be a sore one for the midfielder. Got herself a bit of treatment. Has to leave the scene of the crime there to wander off, because there was no yellow card for Holman, of course. Coming to the side today, Vanisha Kumar, one of 2 changes that Fleming Seretslev made to the Fijian side. The other, Unaisi Tumbe, who's alongside her in that midfield. Leba, Dialowe. Now here's a problem for Fiji if Allen can get there. Veronica made sure she didn't. Tamini Tuakula couldn't bring it under control. Prakash can. And all of a sudden, young Matilda's sprinting forward again. Curtis finds Fisher. Good challenge, Rekka. She's done quite well, the left fullback, Angeline Rekka. had a lot of work to do in the first half chasing Sasha Grove, and has had much the same to do in the second, chasing Jonty Fisher.
Yeah, the young Matildas have shared the workload in that area, where for Fiji the back line is not too different to what it was, and that's a hard ask to last that for 90 minutes.
New look back line in some respects, as Sophie Diallowe dropped into right full-back in place of Aliza Hussein, who played a bit further forward today before she was replaced by Nariette Leber. Good win by Bertolicio. Saveska, who's been very busy. Bertolicio, plenty of the AS to run into here. Allen, this is where she loves to be. Ball round the corner, and the run from Prakash is excellent. Bertolicio. Leber got a foot on it. Diallowe will be able to get rid of it for Fiji. But it's going to come straight back. Respite is brief for those in white. The ball for Prakash from Holman, just over hit. Diallowe, rather tired looking swing at it. Needs Recker to help her out here, and Fisher's going to make life miserable for Angeline Recker, and young Matilda's get a corner out of nothing.
Holman still kept that deep roll, so it ensures her a passing range, which is particularly good from those deeper areas, and that's only going to happen more as this game goes on.
Saveska to take the lineup of young Matildas. Swung into the near post where Roden had made that run, and will do it all again. Fiji defended it well. There was Recker at the near post. Love this bus stop routine. They all know where they're supposed to go. It's whether or not Saveska can find one. She can't, but for the third time of asking.
Yeah, you would expect that quality of movement on set pieces at international level, and then it does need the quality of delivery at the same time.
Change of angle, perhaps. Prakash. Saveska. Happy to go back to come forward. Roden. Can't squeeze it past Recker. They've won it back all too easily though through Chico. Holman. That's a loose one. Now Fiji perhaps on the break with Tumbe. But possession is short-lived for Fiji. Prakash. Well, she runs into Kumar, who's fully recovered. A chance for Diallowe as an attacking threat. We've barely seen her there. And that challenge from Josie Allen is going to bring the first yellow card.
Certainly a tenacious challenge, and very quick recovery. Probably does warrant the yellow card in this case, and might allow Fiji just to rest a little bit, but also they can put a direct ball into the box, I would have thought, from this set piece. It's high enough up the field, and we'll see if the young Matildas can deal with this rare chance for Fiji.
Well, they will take their time to set this up. Marioni Tora, who's done an awful amount of defensive work today. A rare attacking opportunity for Fiji. Lifted into the penalty area. Franco comes to collect. There's a mess in the box, and Fiji trying to get on the end of it. Strikers for a goal from distance from Jotavini Tabua. But for the first time, Ian, that Australian defence was in 6s and 7s.
Well, it was. I mean, there was a heightened physical advantage from the Fijians, and it was actually a delightful ball in a real dangerous area. The goalkeeper, if you come in that far, you've got to clear everybody out your way and be more vocal with that. And it just caused a little bit of panic when the ball dropped.
It's just like warning there for the young Matildas. A couple of changes. Bridges has come on for Saveska. Rosie Curtis is off for Annika Stajic. Apologies if you're having troubles hearing Ian today. A few technical issues on the second microphone. But we will try and fix that up. Bertalicio. Prakash. Holman. Chico finds Roden. And one for Fisher to chase in behind again. To pull it back into the area. Chance here. It's come loose for Allen. It must be three. And it is. Josie Allen sweeps it home from close range. Ava Breedis' first touch. Well, she might have got a piece of it. Josie Allen makes sure. And the Matildas are further ahead.
Solid finish by Josie Allen. But it was that initial ball. You know, the through ball was higher. The cutback was great. And yeah, maybe the finish wasn't there right then, but there certainly was from Josie Allen as the ball came across to the far post.
And the scoreline now perhaps slightly more reflective of the match. Murray and Silveska's goals added to by substitute Josie Allen, and the young Matildas are suddenly running away with it. After a scare at one end, they add to their advantage at the other. Ava Breedis, Prakash. Allen's got space to run at the defence again here, should she wish so. And it's an invitation that I'm sure she's not going to turn down. Breedis keeps it in play. Bertalicio. Holman. They are stretching the field from one, or the width from one side to the other. Roden, Fisher, they're all pointing where they want it. And Stajic has gone slightly early. Annika Stajic. But they're getting the goals that the first half performance indicated they might.
It's certainly a reflection of the game as a whole. And you've also got to credit Fiji in the first half in the sense that they defended so resolutely. They got the bodies on the line, but as we said a little earlier, sooner or later that fatigue will kick in. I don't think you can stand that pressure forever. And it's certainly now paying off for the young Matildas with some great attacking play.
3-0 up. And looking to add to the scoreline. Lobo swings it forward, Wrecker away. Roden wins it in the air. Caught Tamani Toakula as well. On the way through, Meg Roden.
And that's what's really impressed me about the Australia backline is when they've had to stand up and be physical against a very strong Fijian team. They've certainly been capable.
Fiji on the back foot again. Bertalicio. Holman. Bertalicio. Prakash. Swings it wide for Allen to chase. And the ball will beat her there. But it has been a very good second half performance in.
It has been. The dominance has started to pay off as we question.
As Prakash takes over, and here's a chance in the penalty area for 4. Stajic couldn't quite get on the end of it. Had time but couldn't swing a foot around it. But your point was?
Well, my point being is we end up when we're still in the same place as we have been for the most of the second half, which is in and around the Fijian penalty area. And, you know, it's becoming now total dominance by the young Matildas, and a sign of that great possession that they've had is now turning into goals.
3 of them for the tally. The 2-1 win over the Solomon Islands on Tuesday. 3 today. Tamani Toakula gets her team a throw. I'm sure there will be more changes coming up for both sides. See players being called back to the bench for Fiji on the far side out of your shots.
Yeah, it's definitely time for changes for Fiji. I think fatigue as well and truly kicked in.
Chico away, that bounces up and strikes Tabua. Australia will look to break in transition here. Bit of broken field running for Breedis, but she's stopped by Tora. Tumbe, Tora, Fisher thumps into that one. It breaks for Stajic. Had a goal disallowed on Tuesday for a marginal offside call. Strong challenge by Prakash on Tora, who certainly felt it, and Breedis is going to carry on here. And Chico, well, Reka comes across, and Marioni Tora certainly felt that tackle.
Yeah, it was an extremely strong tackle, and those are the challenges that could actually go either way. And you know, they both were brave. They both went into that challenge, and it ended up falling to the young Matildas. But I'm just having a little look over there, and she doesn't seem to be getting up too quickly, and the noise didn't sound the best.
Got through a mountain of work defensively, Mariona Tora. Maybe just sucking a few in, and it's taken its toll on her.
Oh, she was a rock in the first half. She won so many headers, cut out so many balls from wide areas, and you know, it looks more. It sounded like a bit of a whack on the shin, but it looks from now a little bit more like she's suffering with cramp, and there's no surprise there with everything that she's done in the game.
Roden, Chico, Stajic, Fisher in the queue for the corner. As Tora will limp off, and having their, well, arguably strongest central defender off the field, it's going to probably help the young Matildas here and hinder Fiji. Will they make a change straight away, or will they try and see if Tora can recover? The young Matildas have got a couple out of your shot ready to join us as well. I'm not sure they'll make it whilst they take the corner.
Doesn't look like it.
But Alicio cuts it back for Holman, who's touched it in for Prakash. Nice move this. Headed away. Can't get it away, Fiji. They might now. Brought forwards by Veronica.
And it's a willing run, isn't it, from her? But there's nobody ahead of her. So I mean, you eventually run it out of play, unfortunately, as the rest of the Fijian side are trying to get up to play with her. I did enjoy the corner from the young Matildas. Very creative, ball moving really well, and it was a shame that nothing came of it.
Roden is going off. Christina Kicic is coming on. She'll slot into the defensive position. Zoe Karapides is also on. I think Karapides has come on for Chico. Tora has come back into the side. She's jogged back on from the far side. Here's a chase for Stajic. DLOA is going to have to deal with it. Under pressure from Allen. And Tumbe has gone off for Fiji. Avivi Buka, wearing the number 3 shirts, has come on into midfield. Kumar under pressure. Won by Karapides. Good solid first involvement from the central defender. Bertolicio. Away from Leber. Allen does well to keep it in, but Mariana Victoria Veronica comes across.
Yeah, there's been a lot of great combination play in both wide areas throughout the whole game, regardless of, you know, the players have started the game or they've come on now. There's been some real great play out in wide areas.
Good firm challenge by Holman. Stajic back for Allen. Corner kick again for the young Matildas. A chance to set up that routine again. Everyone running into their positions. Change of personnel in the line.
It's a change of personnel, but it's still the same style setup. That doesn't mean to say the corner will be the same. This one's short this time.
Prakash drops his shoulder, gets to the byline, pulls it back.
What a great run from Prakash. She's really, really good on the ball, really positive with her movement, with and without the ball, and yet again creating another chance for the young Matildas.
Chico's still out there right back. It's Maya Lobo, I've been told, that has gone off, the central defender. Love multiple substitutions. Commentator's friend. Flag was up for offside for the young Matildas, who wrap up their tournament at Seaford Oval on Sunday. And you can be there free of charge. 4 o'clock kickoff against Papua New Guinea. 10 o'clock in the morning, Solomon Islands versus Fiji. As the Pacific Four Nations tournament draws to a close. As we stand, young Matildas 3 points clear at the top, 6 points. Solomon Islands on 3. Fiji also on 3. All to play for, really. So get along to Seaford Oval if you can. If you can't and you're not in the area, you can still watch them both live on Football Australia's YouTube accounts and Bar TV. It's a firm challenge in the back of Bertolicio from Leber. I think her captain had a bit of a word there. Sophie Dialloé just told her to calm down a bit.
Yeah, it was just bubbling a little bit, but we're back again, and young Matilda's back on the attack.
Rekka's header. Looking to find Buka. Tamani Tuakula is putting herself about. Leber is as well. Buka's down injured for Fiji at the moment. 2 of them down injured now.
Currently down injured, and the referee's taken the decision to stop the game. Perhaps it could have been kicked out, but there didn't really seem like an opportunity. No one was in great possession of the ball to be able to do that, and the referee put a stop to it when the second player went down.
Avivu Buka is picking herself up gingerly from the turf. Looking for some treatment for their players, but it's been a good second half this from the young Matildas. The first half was fairly dominant. They got the goals in quick succession around the 50-minute mark. Jonty Fisher with the first, Sienna Saveska with the second, and then in the 65th minute, Josie Allen ramming home from close range. So the goals have added gloss to the performance, but it's been a pretty good showing from Leah Blaney's team.
Yeah, it has. It's, you know, they've been consistent with their quality throughout the whole team, throughout the players who have started, throughout the players who've come on. There's some real high quality in this young Matildas team.
Throughout as well. There's been plenty of top quality performers. The substitutes have come on and done their bit as well. I don't think Narieta Leber is going to be able to carry on here, so they're going to have to substitute the substitute here. Fiji. Awkward fall from the number 12. So we'll need to complete the paperwork. It's not what we'd like to see. Fiji might well have to continue with 10 at the moment while they sort this out about who's going to come on. Prakash, silky turn, and then runs into Buka, but has it back again. Bertolicio keeps it in play for Allen. Stajic has made a really good run in the centre forward position. Bertolicio to play it into the area. Away by Tora. Bertolicio for Holman. Stajic off the shoulder again. Just went too soon. Oh, and then caught a nasty one from Funga. She's willing to run off the shoulder of the defenders, isn't she, Annika Stajic?
Yes, she is, and and she works the movement of Bertolicio extremely well. You know, I've been really impressed actually with the young left back this evening. A quality to defend. She's aggressive in the tackle. She's not been fazed by any physical, well, you could class as dominance, but certainly not been the case. And I just love the way she's willing to attack and get beyond the winger as well.
Leba hasn't rejoined us. She's been replaced by Ledua Sinisea. Another change from the Fijians. Jotavini Tabua didn't appreciate that challenge from Prakash. Meanwhile, there's another injury, this time to Louisa Tamani Tawakula. They've already got a fair few out injured, the Fijians. Anithimethi Volitikoro is also down as well. Meanwhile, the young Matildas continue to attack. This is taking their toll on the Fijians, isn't it, Ian?
Yeah, it is, but it's international football, and you know, you've got to continue as a nation to play the right way, to play with that intensity and speed that the young Matildas are continuing to do.
Looking to add to their tally if they can. Fisher. It's back for Prakash on the edge of the box. Bertolicio. And Stajic wanted it inside. Dialoe, well, that's confidence in your goalkeeper. Lazy back pass to Funga.
Yeah, it was a little bit short, wasn't it? And certainly when you've got the press up against you that the young Matildas have just shown, that, I mean, putting it out for a throw-in, it was probably one of the best options.
Bertolicio. Holman. Breedis. Looks to swing it wide and use the full width again for Fisher. Tora away. How many times we mentioned her name defensively tonight. Unbelievable piece of defending from her. She doesn't deserve to be on the end of a 3-0 scoreline, which might get worse. Fisher finds Chico. Fisher. Prakash was bundled over by Tabua there, and I wonder if that was a little bit of payback for what had happened earlier.
Yeah, it was, and it invited that with the square ball. That was passed a little bit short. Those type of things usually warrant a challenge to come in, unfortunately.
Holman looking to slide it in behind Tora. Stajic put the pressure on. Records rather sliced that, and Bertolicio's touch has allowed Kumar to take over. But Zoe Katapides is a calm head at the back for the young Matildas with her pink boots. Bertolicio. Allen. Oh, Breedis was away there. Good interception from Dialoe. But the Fijians do look a little bit tired here. The training schedule this week and the games on Tuesday and today. They have lost a few players with injury during the week. They're running with a few less subs than everyone else. Breedis forces it wide to Fisher. Chance again for the young Matildas, but Fisher couldn't find the final ball.
No, and again, total dominance within possession. Just a little lacking with that end product. But yeah, like you were saying about the Fijians, it's you know, the pace that the young Matildas have played the game at has certainly not helped the Fijians when they're already struggling with fatigue, with injuries, and having already had a fairly big week.
Louisa Tamani Toakula is off. Filomena Racia comes on for the final 8 minutes or so, which will be a change in formation. Racia will drop into fullback. Dialoe will go into her more preferred role of midfield orchestrator.
The first thing she's going to do is try and put a foot through it and get it as far as she possibly can by the looks of it.
Racia does exactly that, but it's won by Stajic, who goes for the return. The challenge was a firm one from Dialoe. Fisher Another chance for the Australian skipper. Chico. Time to pick the cross and swing it in, and Allen threw herself at it. The diminutive winger.
Chico was another one who's looking like she might play 90 minutes here and has just been consistently great throughout. You know, both winning the tackles, the support play, both high and then deep to get on the ball, and yeah, a really fine display from the right back.
Both fullbacks have been given licence to get forward. Tegan Bertolicio on this side. Eva Bredis, one of a number of number 10s that can play in that role. She is wearing the number 10. That was her touch. Chico, Kicic, Karapides, Bertolicio. Raking ball looking over the head of Rekka, who watched it all the way. Toro forward for Volatikoro. Anastimethi Volatikoro has plenty of pace, but we've barely seen Fiji as an attacking threat to enable us to show us what she can do.
When you're so dominated with the young Matildas on the ball, it's difficult to get out. You end up just giving it to your opponents, and the shape of the young Matildas has been extremely impressive to win that ball back.
That was almost a perfect ball. Flags up though. Bredis tried to slide it in for Allen. Offside the call. Time ticking away into the final 5 minutes here. The match as a contest. Well, it's done and dusted. The young Matildas 3 to the good. Unless something remarkable happens in the last 5 minutes. There hasn't been any indications that Fiji are capable of pulling one back, let alone 3 at the moment. Miscued by Veronica. Stajic, Prakash. Allen wants it. Rasia, the substitute, has some fresh legs.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised Rasia didn't come on earlier to match that speed, or to try and get to grips with the speed of Allen.
And to perhaps free Diallo into a position where she can perhaps influence things more. Anyway, Prakash twisting and turning, getting the shot away. Scored a nice goal on Tuesday, Avani Prakash.
She's been impressive in this second half. In fact, let's be honest, they all have, and they all have throughout the whole game.
Yeah, it's been a dominant performance. Another Fijian down in the middle. Young Matilda's continuing on with Bredis. Little nutmeg on Tabua, who didn't fancy it. Holman, Bredis, they've stopped here at the back, Fiji, at the moment, and it's an opportunity for Stajic to nip in. And Jotiveni Tabua is a simmering cauldron at the moment. There's been a couple of challenges, isn't there? Her little duel with Avani Prakash, and then that one there.
Yeah, and look, that is going to hurt a little bit, but it's also the tiredness, fatigue as we come into the last couple of minutes of the game, and you know, a little stretch there for cramp as well. They're certainly feeling the pain at this late stage in the game.
And that's Volatikoro, who's only just come on at the start of this half. Came on at half-time for Likiduludula. Likiduludula was a pacey winger as well, but I think, you know, when you've not played for a while and you're training all the time in a camp and you're asked to play high-level matches back-to-back near enough, it's tough.
You are. It's an intensive environment when you come to tournaments like this with the load that you have to take on in such a short space of time.
Bredis, Bertolicio, they'd love to add to the tally here, the young Matildas. Allen, Bertolicio, still full of running Tegan Bertolicio. Holman, nice touch too from Bertolicio, finds Allen, looking Prakash in behind. Veronica was there. Prakash has won it back though, and again showing a neat close control. Allen, it's going to come for Fisher. First touch opened it up, and Tabua thrashes it away, and that's helped forward by Kumar. Here is Volatikoro. Has she recovered from cramp sufficient enough to put some jet shoes on? Chico, though, is also rapidly fast.
Chico running beside you, and again, just another example of how excellent she's been this evening.
Fisher, Stajic, nice run from out into out. Bridis, Stajic in behind again here. If she can keep it in play, there might be a chance. Was just running too far, but is going to do enough to win her team a corner as we enter the final minute of this international match. Will we see the cue routine again? Hasn't quite come off, has it? But it will one time. It makes it difficult for the defenders because they do not know where the attackers are going to go. It's played short. Prakash. Well, change of angles again to swing it into the penalty area from Bridis. The keeper's come and not got there. Torres taking a touch inside the 6-yard box and, cool as you like, just hooks it away from a trio of Australians.
Yeah, time seemed to stand still, didn't it, then, for a little while? But, like you say, calmness personified, and just cleared the ball at her own will.
Kicic back to snuff out that attack. We're going to see how long's left in just a moment. Stajic tried to help it wide again. Some neat play by Dialloe. Very skillful footballer, which was rather surprised she was deployed in that full-back role. But Fleming Seretslev knows his players better than we do. 4 minutes we're going to add on here. And that should be a free kick. Combination of Kicic and Bridis. Bringing down Buka.
Yeah, whilst it's a foul, it's very mature play in midfield there. You know, you're caught on the counter-attack, you're trying to get yourself back, and a little foul on the halfway line at international level isn't the worst thing.
Volaticoro into the middle, Kicic away. Fisher. We played 30 seconds of time added on. Prakash, can she pick the right pass for Stajic in behind here? Tora read the run and just holds off Stajic, who caught one in the face for her troubles.
Yeah, she did. It's just she stepped in there, and it looked a very tired run forward, and a recovery run from the defender as well. But, you know, we are into probably what's injury time now, and just waiting for the board to go up.
We indicated 4, and we've done 1. Bertolicio wins it. Rassia got a touch on it, needed to as well. That's a slip and potentially kept in by Sinisea, by her arm. And then Buka bundles over Prakash. It's all getting a bit messy. Bertolicio has it. Now here's a chance. Chuma stumbles her over her own feet, though. She's so tired as well. Very messy last 30 seconds of play.
Yeah.
Understandable.
The speed of the game that the young Matildas have played at, to summarise their performance, it's been intensive. They've been good on the ball. They created many chances in the first half and got the rewards in the second half for all of that hard work combined, and it's been a fine, comprehensive display.
Fiji knew this was going to be a tough one for them. They ran their socks off in the 2-0 win over Papua New Guinea on Tuesday. You can see what it meant to them at the end of full time in that one. A modicum of revenge for losing the FC Nations Cup final. Nothing's ever going to take away the pain of losing a final, but to get a swift revenge is always a good thing. Holman, Prakash. Stepped in by Tabua. Prakash again. Another firm challenge with Tabua, and they're both left on the floor. Tabua, more than Prakash, has picked herself up. She certainly felt that. Jotavini Tabua. And Torres gone down as well. Bodies all over the place. So everywhere you look, there's someone stretching something out, or the effort that they've put in has made this an eminently watchable international match.
I'm just having a look to see where, as the physio comes on, whether it's another one. And again, it's a combination of an extremely hard challenge and and the fatigue that's kicking in, as you've just said, Russ. And but it's been such a great display by the young Matildas. You know, in complete control, very, very professional, and they've got to be delighted with how they've played this evening.
We're into the 4th minute of the 4 added on, but we might get a little bit more depending on how Rachel Mitchison's feeling. We only got 3 this morning when we probably could have had 6 or 7, to be honest. At the time it was 3-0 anyway, and the referee decided, I think, discretion is the better part of valour, and there was no one coming back from that, so we may as well call it a little bit early.
Well, I think that's pretty much where we are at now. As
you don't want anyone to get injured badly in these final minutes through fatigue, do you?
No, and sometimes it's a bit of a sensible call. The game's done, the game's won, and it's about the welfare and the safety of the players at the same time.
Marioni Tora to launch one forwards for Fiji as they look for a consolation. Might break for them, but Alicio gets rid of it. Another player down injured on the edge of the box. I think it's tiredness more than anything. They've put themselves through it today. They've done a lot of chasing, Fiji.
They've worked extremely hard. They've given it everything they can. We said at the start of the game what they would bring: that hard work, dedication, desire. You know, go as long as they can without wanting to give up. And you know, that's a great attitude to bring to any team, and certainly an international team.
Tora will take the throw into the 50th minute, tick it over into the 51st. That will go through to Franco. Rachel Mitchinson has a look at the watch. I don't know what's on the roof above us, but it sounds like a velociraptor or something.
Yeah. It sounds like a crow, but it, yeah.
And there he is.
Oh, a lot bigger than that. Look at it go. Oh, what a way to end the game. A fine young Matildas display, nearly outmatched by a massive crow. Thank you, Russ.
Thank you very much, Ian Worthington, for your comments today. Apologies we couldn't hear you too well. We'll get you back on Sunday if you're available, and we can try and get these technical issues fixed up. It's been a great performance by the Matildas. In the first half, they dominated. The goals didn't come till after the break, though, but when they did, they came in quick fashion. John C. Fisher, after 50 minutes. 2 minutes later, Sienna Saveska scored, and then in the 65th minute, Josie Allen made it 3. And it was, in the end, it was a convincing performance and a well-deserved victory for Leah Blaney's Young Matildas. It's finished Young Matildas 3, Fiji 0.